Infidelity has always been a sensitive and intriguing topic, one that often leads to deep questions about human behavior, emotional needs, and societal expectations. While both men and women cheat, the motivations behind these actions can differ significantly. This video explores why some women cheat, offering insights through the lens of Stoicism and philosophy. Understanding these reasons isn't about placing blame or justifying infidelity. Instead, it's about unraveling the psychological, emotional, and social factors that contribute to such decisions. Stoicism, a philosophy rooted in self-discipline, virtue, and rational thought, offers a profound perspective on human behavior. According to Stoic teachings, individuals are influenced by their internal desires, emotions, and the external pressures they face. Cheating, in this context, often arises from unresolved internal conflicts, unmet emotional needs, or a lack of self-control. By examining these factors, we can better understand how personal and relational dynamics interplay to lead to such decisions. In this exploration, we'll discuss 10 key reasons why some women cheat. These include overlooked emotional needs, the allure of greener pastures, communication breakdowns, and societal influences. Each reason delves into deeper layers of human psychology, illustrating how unmet needs or internal struggles can manifest in actions like infidelity. This discussion aims to shed light on a complex issue, encouraging reflection, understanding, and growth. By understanding the motivations behind infidelity, individuals can foster stronger relationships, build emotional resilience, and embrace the Stoic principles of virtue, responsibility, and self-awareness. Let's delve into these reasons to uncover not only the why behind infidelity, but also how philosophy and wisdom can guide us toward more meaningful and harmonious connections. Number 1. Emotional needs are overlooked. One of the primary reasons some women cheat is the feeling that their emotional needs are being overlooked in a relationship. Emotional connection forms the backbone of any strong partnership. When these needs are unmet, it creates a void, often leading to feelings of neglect, frustration, or loneliness. This emotional void can sometimes push women to seek validation, attention, and understanding elsewhere. The importance of emotional connection. Humans are inherently emotional beings, and for many women, emotional intimacy is as essential as physical connection. Emotional support involves feeling heard, understood, and valued. When a partner fails to recognize or address these needs, it can lead to emotional disconnection. Over time, this gap can grow, creating a sense of isolation within the relationship. In Stoicism, emotional resilience and self-awareness are highly valued. However, even within this framework, human connections play an important role. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." This underscores the significance of nurturing love and emotional bonds, which are integral to human existence. The impact of emotional neglect. When emotional needs go unmet, women may begin to feel invisible or unimportant. This neglect can erode the foundation of trust and connection in the relationship. The absence of emotional validation might lead to resentment or bitterness, making women vulnerable to seeking that validation from someone who seems to provide what is missing. Infidelity in this context often stems not from a desire to hurt their partner, but from a yearning to feel valued and understood. A partner who listens attentively, shows empathy, and validates emotions can significantly strengthen the bond, reducing the chances of emotional alienation. Stoic insights on emotional fulfillment. Stoicism encourages self-awareness and internal growth. reminding us that we should not rely entirely on external sources for emotional fulfillment. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This teaching emphasizes that while emotional needs are valid, individuals must also cultivate internal strength and self-reliance. For women feeling emotionally neglected, Stoicism offers a way to address this constructively. Instead of turning to infidelity as an escape, they can reflect on their feelings and communicate their needs effectively to their partner. Open and honest communication is a key Stoic virtue, enabling individuals to address issues head-on rather than allowing resentment to fester. Addressing emotional needs proactively. Both partners in a relationship share the responsibility of maintaining emotional intimacy. Here are a few ways to address emotional needs proactively. Open communication. Discuss feelings, expectations, and concerns without fear of judgment. Empathy and understanding. Strive to understand your partner's emotions and perspective. Prioritize quality time. Create moments to connect emotionally and share meaningful experiences. Regular check-ins. Periodically assess the emotional health of the relationship together. Conclusion. When emotional needs are overlooked, it can create vulnerabilities in even the strongest relationships. Women who feel emotionally neglected might be tempted to seek fulfillment outside the relationship. By fostering open communication, empathy, and mutual understanding, couples can address these needs, strengthen their bond, and nurture a relationship rooted in trust and connection. Through Stoic principles of self-awareness and intentional action, partners can create a fulfilling emotional environment that minimizes the risk of infidelity. Number 2, the illusion of grass being greener. The phrase, "the grass is always greener on the other side," captures a common human tendency to believe that what we don't have is better than what we do. For some women, this illusion plays a role in infidelity. They may perceive that another relationship or partner offers more excitement, attention, or fulfillment than their current one. However, this belief often stems from idealized expectations rather than reality. Why the illusion happens? This illusion arises from a mix of dissatisfaction and curiosity. In long-term relationships, routines can overshadow excitement, and the initial spark may fade. Some women begin to compare their reality with others' relationships or imagine how life might be with someone new. Social media, romanticized portrayals in movies, and idealized stories from friends can amplify this perception, making the other side seem more appealing. In Stoicism, this is akin to desiring things outside one's control. As Epictetus taught, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Instead of appreciating what they have, individuals caught in this illusion focus on perceived deficiencies, fueling dissatisfaction. The reality behind the greener grass. While new relationships might initially seem exciting, they are rarely free of challenges. Over time, the same patterns of routine, conflict, and adjustment emerge. The allure of the better option often fades when faced with the realities of maintaining any relationship. For some women, the new relationship may not fulfill their emotional or physical needs any better than their current one. In many cases, the perceived benefits of the greener grass are simply projections of unmet needs or dissatisfaction within themselves. Stoic perspective. Gratitude and acceptance. Stoicism encourages focusing on the present and cultivating gratitude for what one already has. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not dream of things you do not have. Rather, rejoice in what you do have." This principle reminds us that happiness comes from appreciating and nurturing existing relationships rather than chasing fleeting illusions of perfection elsewhere. by addressing dissatisfaction through communication and effort within the current relationship, many of the issues driving this illusion can be resolved. Stoicism teaches that fulfillment is not found in external changes, but in reframing how we perceive and respond to situations. Breaking the illusion. To overcome the illusion of greener grass, women can practice gratitude, focus on the positive aspects of their current relationship, address dissatisfaction, communicate openly with their partner about unmet needs, embrace reality, recognize that all relationships have challenges, avoid comparison, stop idealizing others' lives or relationships. Conclusion. The illusion of greener grass often leads to regret and missed opportunities for growth within an existing relationship. Stoicism teaches that true contentment comes from self-awareness, gratitude, and accepting reality as it is. By shifting their mindset and addressing dissatisfaction constructively, women can strengthen their relationships rather than succumbing to fleeting illusions. Number 3. Lack of communication. A healthy relationship thrives on open and honest communication. When communication falters, misunderstandings arise, emotional needs go unmet, and a sense of disconnection takes root. For some women, this lack of communication can lead to feelings of isolation and frustration, making them vulnerable to seeking emotional connection outside their relationship. The role of communication in relationships. Communication is the bridge that connects two individuals. It allows partners to express their thoughts, feelings, expectations, and concerns. Without it, assumptions replace understanding, and unresolved issues begin to pile up. For women, who often prioritize emotional intimacy, a breakdown in communication can feel like a significant betrayal of the relationship's foundation. When issues such as disagreements, unmet needs, or emotional distress are left unspoken, they don't disappear, they grow. Over time, these unresolved tensions create emotional distance. Women may feel unheard, unvalued, or misunderstood, prompting them to seek comfort and understanding elsewhere. The Stoic perspective on communication. From a Stoic standpoint, clear communication is essential for fostering harmony and reducing unnecessary conflict. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of rational and intentional interactions, stating, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This reflects the idea that addressing issues directly and constructively is a virtue. For relationships, Stoicism encourages speaking with clarity, listening with empathy, and addressing problems with courage and calmness. Avoiding communication, on the other hand, allows misunderstandings to fester and weakens the relationship. How lack of communication leads to infidelity. When women feel they can't communicate openly with their partner, they might turn to someone else who seems more willing to listen and validate their feelings. This new connection might initially feel refreshing and fulfilling, but it often stems from an unmet need in the primary relationship rather than genuine compatibility. In some cases, women may refrain from communicating because they fear being judged, dismissed, or starting conflict. This reluctance can lead to emotional bottling, where they suppress their feelings until they find an outlet elsewhere. How to improve communication. Addressing communication issues requires effort from both partners. Here are some steps to foster better communication. Create a safe space. Encourage open dialogue without judgment or interruption. Active listening. Listen to understand, not just to respond. Regular check-ins. Make time to discuss feelings, needs, and concerns. Be honest and vulnerable. Share emotions and challenges transparently. Use I statements. Express feelings without blaming the other person, e.g., "I feel neglected," instead of "you don't care about me." The Stoic practice of communication Stoicism also teaches that communication should be driven by reason, not emotions like anger or frustration. Before speaking, reflect on the intent and potential impact of your words. Ask yourself, is this necessary? Is it helpful? Is it kind? This reflective approach can help prevent destructive arguments and foster constructive conversations. Conclusion. Lack of communication is a silent killer of relationships. For some women, the inability to express their needs or feel heard can lead to emotional disconnection and, in some cases, infidelity. By prioritizing open, honest, and empathetic communication, couples can address challenges proactively and nurture a stronger, more resilient bond. Stoicism teaches us to approach communication with intentionality and rationality, creating harmony in relationships and minimizing the risks of emotional estrangement. Number 4. Temptation and lack of self-control. Temptation is a universal human experience, but the way individuals respond to it varies greatly. For some women, infidelity arises not from dissatisfaction in their relationship, but from yielding to temptation. This could be a momentary lapse in self-control, driven by attraction, opportunity, or curiosity. The combination of external temptation and internal weaknesses can lead to decisions that conflict with long-term values and commitments. Understanding temptation. Temptation often appears in the form of novelty, excitement, or an escape from routine. It might be the attention of someone new, the thrill of secrecy, or the allure of being desired. In such moments, emotions can overpower logic, making impulsive actions seem justifiable. In relationships, temptation may arise during times of vulnerability, such as feeling neglected, bored, or undervalued. Even in strong relationships, external validation can be tempting, especially if it fulfills a desire that isn't being met at home. The Stoic perspective on temptation Stoicism teaches that external events, including temptation, are beyond our control, but our reactions to them are entirely within our power. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This highlights the importance of self-discipline and the ability to resist impulses that conflict with one's values and commitments. Temptation tests the Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, and self-control. Wisdom helps individuals discern the true consequences of their actions. Courage empowers them to resist fleeting desires, and self-control ensures they stay aligned with their principles. Why some succumb to temptation. Lack of self-control is often at the root of yielding to temptation. Self-control requires effort, awareness, and a commitment to long-term goals over short-term gratification. Some women may find it difficult to resist temptation due to emotional vulnerability. Feelings of loneliness, stress, or dissatisfaction can weaken resolve. Impulsive behavior, acting on feelings without considering the consequences. Ego and validation, the desire to feel attractive or valued by someone else. Rationalization, convincing oneself that the temptation is harmless or justified. When self-control falters, individuals might make choices that they later regret, damaging their relationships and their sense of self-worth. How to cultivate self-control. Stoicism provides practical tools for strengthening self-control and resisting temptation. Practice mindfulness. Be aware of thoughts and emotions that arise in moments of temptation. Pause. Before acting, reflect on the consequences of your actions before making a decision. Focus on values. Remind yourself of your commitments and the importance of integrity. Avoid tempting situations. Limit exposure to scenarios or individuals that might weaken your resolve. Daily reflection. Evaluate your actions and decisions regularly to identify areas for improvement. The consequences of yielding. Giving in to temptation can have far-reaching consequences. It can erode trust, damage self-esteem, and create guilt or regret. For some women, these consequences outweigh the fleeting pleasure of succumbing to temptation, leaving them to question their choices and their values. Conclusion: temptation is inevitable, but how one responds to it defines their character and commitment. Stoicism teaches that self-control is a vital skill, enabling individuals to prioritize their long-term goals and values over momentary desires. For women in relationships, resisting temptation involves recognizing its transient nature and choosing actions that align with their principles. By cultivating self-awareness and practicing self-discipline, one can navigate temptation with integrity, ensuring that fleeting impulses don't compromise lasting happiness. Number 5. Seeking validation. Seeking validation is a natural human inclination. It stems from the need to feel valued, appreciated, and recognized. For some women, the pursuit of validation becomes a significant driving force in their lives, especially when it is lacking in their primary relationships. This can sometimes lead to infidelity, as external attention fills the void left by unfulfilled emotional needs. Why validation matters. Validation is more than just compliments or attention. It provides reassurance that one's feelings, efforts, and existence are meaningful. Women who feel unseen or unappreciated in their relationships may begin to question their worth, attractiveness, or significance. This lack of validation can lead them to seek affirmation elsewhere, often in the form of attention from others. When a partner fails to express appreciation or acknowledge efforts, it can create a sense of emptiness. Over time, this emotional neglect can erode self-esteem and foster resentment. In some cases, the attention of someone new feels like a remedy, offering a sense of value that seems absent in the current relationship. The Stoic perspective on validation. Stoicism teaches that relying on external validation is a fragile foundation for self-worth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." This highlights the futility of seeking approval from others instead of cultivating inner strength and self-acceptance. According to Stoic philosophy, true confidence comes from aligning actions with values, not from the opinions of others. Seeking validation externally often leads to disappointment because external sources of affirmation are unpredictable and fleeting. How validation seeking can lead to infidelity. Women who feel chronically undervalued may become more sensitive to the attention of others. Compliments, flirtation, or admiration from someone new can feel intoxicating, especially when contrasted with the perceived indifference of their partner. This can create an emotional dependency on the external source of validation, making boundaries blur and leading to choices they might later regret. At its core, seeking validation through infidelity is an attempt to fill an emotional void. However, this approach often backfires, leading to guilt, regret, and further erosion of self-esteem. How to break free from the cycle of validation. Breaking free from the need for external validation requires cultivating self-awareness, self-worth, and emotional resilience. Practice self-acceptance. Learn to value yourself without relying on others' opinions. Communicate needs. Express your desire for appreciation and recognition to your partner. Focus on intrinsic goals. Set personal goals that align with your values and focus on achieving them. Reflect on true fulfillment. Ask yourself if external validation truly provides lasting satisfaction. Build self-esteem. Engage in activities that enhance your confidence and independence. What partners can do for partners. It's essential to provide regular affirmation and appreciation. Small gestures like compliments, gratitude, and active listening can make a significant difference in fostering emotional connection and reducing the desire for external validation. Conclusion: seeking validation is a natural but potentially dangerous inclination when it becomes the basis for self-worth. Stoicism teaches that true fulfillment comes from within, not from the fleeting approval of others. Women who feel unseen in their relationships must communicate their needs and work on building self-worth independent of external affirmation. By focusing on internal growth and fostering mutual appreciation in relationships, they can avoid the emotional pitfalls of validation seeking and create stronger, more fulfilling bonds. Number 6. Revenge or resentment. Revenge and resentment are powerful emotions that can disrupt even the most stable relationships. For some women, infidelity may not stem from a lack of love or attraction, but from a desire to retaliate against perceived injustices or unresolved conflicts in the relationship. When resentment festers without resolution, it can manifest in harmful ways, including acts of revenge such as cheating. The roots of resentment. Resentment often arises when one partner feels betrayed, disrespected, or unappreciated. This can occur due to emotional or physical neglect, feeling undervalued or taken for granted, betrayals of trust, such as a partner's infidelity or dishonesty, unresolved arguments or long-standing issues. When these feelings are ignored or suppressed, they accumulate over time, creating a rift between partners. Women may feel justified in seeking revenge as a way to level the emotional playing field or make their partner feel the pain they've endured. The role of revenge in infidelity. Cheating as an act of revenge is often impulsive and driven by unresolved anger. For some women, it provides a sense of temporary empowerment or control in situations where they feel powerless. They may think, if my partner hurt me, I have the right to hurt them back. However, revenge rarely leads to true satisfaction. Instead, it deepens the emotional wounds on both sides and often results in regret. Infidelity motivated by resentment does not resolve the underlying issues. It complicates them further, leading to a cycle of pain and mistrust. The Stoic approach to resentment. Stoicism offers valuable insights into managing resentment and avoiding revenge-driven actions. Epictetus said, "When someone is properly grounded in life, they shouldn't have to look outside themselves for approval." Stoics believe that emotions like anger and resentment stem from misplaced expectations and a lack of control over one's mind. From a Stoic perspective, the key to overcoming resentment is focusing on what you can control: your thoughts, emotions, and reactions. Revenge, while momentarily satisfying, does not align with the Stoic principle of virtue and rationality. Steps to address resentment. Constructively acknowledge the emotion. Resentment must be recognized and understood. Ignoring it will only allow it to grow. Communicate openly. Discuss grievances with your partner in a calm and constructive manner. Focus on forgiveness. Forgiveness does not mean excusing harmful behavior, but it frees you from being a prisoner to anger. Seek solutions. Work together to address the issues that cause the resentment. This may involve setting boundaries, attending counseling, or making lifestyle changes. Cultivate self-reflection. Use journaling or meditation to process your feelings and identify areas where you can grow emotionally. The consequences of revenge. Infidelity driven by revenge rarely has a positive outcome. It destroys trust, exacerbates conflicts, and often leaves both parties feeling more hurt and disconnected. For the person seeking revenge, the act often leads to guilt, shame, and a loss of self-respect. How to prevent resentment. Preventing resentment requires ongoing effort and mutual respect in a relationship. Express gratitude. Regularly acknowledge and appreciate your partner. Address issues early. Don't let small problems grow into significant sources of resentment. Maintain open dialogue. Ensure both partners feel heard and valued. Foster emotional intimacy. Share vulnerabilities and build trust. Conclusion: revenge or resentment can lead women down a destructive path of infidelity, but these emotions are not inevitable. Stoicism teaches that true strength lies in managing emotions with wisdom and rationality. Instead of seeking revenge, women can work to resolve their feelings of resentment constructively, fostering understanding and growth in their relationships. By addressing the root causes of resentment and practicing forgiveness, they can break free from the cycle of pain and create a foundation of trust and mutual respect. Number 7. Lack of intimacy or connection. Intimacy and connection are the lifeblood of any healthy relationship. They create a bond that goes beyond the physical and extends into emotional and spiritual dimensions. When intimacy diminishes or disappears altogether, it leaves a void that can lead to dissatisfaction, disconnection, and, in some cases, infidelity. For some women, this lack of closeness can push them towards seeking fulfillment outside their relationship. What is intimacy? Intimacy is not solely about physical affection. It encompasses emotional vulnerability, trust, shared experiences, and a deep understanding of one another. Intimacy thrives in an environment where both partners feel safe, loved, and appreciated. When these elements are missing, it becomes difficult to sustain the emotional bond that forms the foundation of a committed relationship. Why intimacy fades? Several factors contribute to the erosion of intimacy in relationships: routine and monotony. Over time, relationships can fall into predictable patterns, leading to a loss of excitement and novelty. Stress and external pressures, work, financial issues, and family responsibilities can overshadow the relationship, leaving little room for connection. Poor communication. A lack of open and honest dialogue can create misunderstandings and emotional distance. Unresolved conflicts. Lingering disagreements can create resentment, making it hard to foster closeness. Physical disconnection. A decline in physical affection can signal deeper emotional issues. How lack of intimacy leads to infidelity. When intimacy fades, women may feel lonely, unfulfilled, or emotionally neglected. This void can make them vulnerable to the attention of others who offer the connection they crave. Compliments, shared conversations, or acts of kindness from someone new can feel like a lifeline in a sea of emotional isolation. Infidelity in such cases is often less about physical attraction and more about the need to feel understood, valued, and desired. A lack of connection at home creates a longing for validation and closeness, which some women may seek outside the relationship. The Stoic perspective on intimacy Stoicism emphasizes the importance of maintaining balance and self-awareness in all aspects of life, including relationships. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." This principle encourages introspection and compassion, both of which are essential for nurturing intimacy. When intimacy fades, Stoicism teaches that we should focus on what is within our control, improving communication, openly addressing the lack of intimacy with your partner, taking responsibility, reflecting on personal actions that may contribute to the issue, prioritizing the relationship, making time and effort to rebuild the connection. How to rebuild intimacy? Prioritize quality time. Dedicate uninterrupted time to your partner to deepen your bond. Communicate openly. Share your feelings, needs, and desires without judgment. Rediscover shared interests. Engage in activities that you both enjoy to rekindle your connection. Practice physical affection. Small gestures like hugs, holding hands, or cuddling can reignite closeness. Address unresolved issues. Resolve past conflicts to create a fresh start. What partners can do. Partners play a crucial role in maintaining intimacy. They should actively listen, express appreciation, and show affection. Simple acts of kindness and emotional support can significantly strengthen the bond between two people. Conclusion: a lack of intimacy or connection can create a chasm in relationships, leaving women feeling unfulfilled and emotionally isolated. Stoic wisdom reminds us to approach such challenges with patience, self-reflection, and action. By prioritizing communication, affection, and mutual understanding, couples can rebuild intimacy and restore their emotional bond. Addressing these issues early is essential to preventing the pain and consequences of infidelity and fostering a healthier, more fulfilling partnership. Number 9. Boredom or routine. One of the most common yet overlooked causes of infidelity is boredom or falling into a routine. Relationships, particularly long-term ones, can sometimes lose the excitement and novelty they once had. When daily life becomes predictable and monotonous, it can lead to feelings of dissatisfaction. For some women, this lack of stimulation may create a vulnerability to seek excitement or connection outside their relationship. How boredom affects relationships. In the beginning stages of a relationship, the thrill of discovery and the rush of emotions keep things exciting. However, as time passes, routines can take over, leaving little room for spontaneity or adventure. Loss of novelty. Over time, partners may stop engaging in activities that once brought joy and excitement. Predictability. While routines can provide stability, too much predictability can make life feel stale. Lack of growth. Relationships can stagnate if partners stop investing in their personal and shared growth. This sense of monotony can make a woman feel trapped or unfulfilled, leading her to crave the excitement of something new, even if it comes in the form of an extramarital relationship. The allure of something new. When boredom sets in, the idea of a new relationship or connection can seem exhilarating. Someone outside the relationship may offer fresh conversations, uncharted emotional experiences, or a sense of adventure that feels absent at home. This is often less about the partner's shortcomings and more about the individual's unmet need for variety and excitement. The Stoic perspective on boredom Stoicism teaches us that our happiness and fulfillment come from within, not from external sources. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Instead of seeking excitement outside the relationship, Stoicism encourages individuals to address their feelings of boredom by reflecting on their values, understand what truly matters, and focus on nurturing it. Taking responsibility. Acknowledge personal responsibility in creating a meaningful and engaging life. Seeking growth. Invest in personal and relational growth to combat monotony. How to break the cycle of routine. Breaking free from routine requires intentional effort and a willingness to try new things. Here are ways couples can reignite excitement. Prioritize date nights. Schedule regular time together to explore new activities or revisit old favorites. Communicate openly, share feelings about boredom, and discuss ways to bring excitement back. Embrace change. Introduce novelty by trying new hobbies, traveling, or setting shared goals. Rediscover each other. Spend time learning about your partner's evolving interests and dreams. Practice gratitude. Focus on the positive aspects of your relationship to reignite appreciation. Consequences of letting boredom fester. Unchecked boredom can lead to emotional distance, resentment, and a weakened bond. If ignored, it may escalate into infidelity, as one partner seeks fulfillment outside the relationship. However, addressing these issues head-on can strengthen the relationship and prevent long-term damage. The role of communication. Open communication is crucial in addressing boredom. Discussing feelings of monotony without blame or judgment allows both partners to work together to revitalize their connection. When couples actively listen and collaborate, they can break free from the cycle of routine. Reigniting passion through shared growth. Shared growth, whether through setting mutual goals, tackling challenges, or exploring new activities, can rekindle passion and deepen connection. Partners who grow together often find that their relationship becomes more resilient and fulfilling. Conclusion. Boredom or routine can create emotional voids in relationships, but they don't have to lead to infidelity. By recognizing the signs of monotony and taking proactive steps to restore excitement and connection, couples can prevent these feelings from undermining their bond. Stoic wisdom reminds us that fulfillment comes from within and that addressing internal struggles can lead to lasting happiness. With effort, communication, and shared growth, relationships can overcome the challenges of routine and emerge stronger than ever. Number 10. Unresolved personal issues. Unresolved personal issues often serve as the hidden force behind decisions to engage in infidelity. These issues, rooted in past experiences, emotional trauma, or unmet psychological needs, can manifest in ways that disrupt even the most stable relationships. For some women, cheating becomes an unconscious attempt to address these unresolved struggles, even though it ultimately leads to further complications. The influence of personal baggage. Personal issues can take many forms, such as low self-esteem, abandonment fears, or trust issues stemming from previous relationships. Without proper introspection and healing, these emotional wounds can influence decision-making in harmful ways. Low self-worth. Women who struggle with self-esteem may seek validation from others to feel valued or desirable. Trauma from the past. Childhood neglect or emotional abuse may create patterns of seeking affection or attention in unhealthy ways. Fear of vulnerability. Unresolved fears of being hurt can cause emotional detachment and a tendency to seek intimacy outside the relationship. The emotional void. Unresolved personal issues often create a sense of emptiness or discontent that no partner can fill. Instead of addressing the root cause, some individuals may look outward, believing a new relationship or affair will resolve their inner turmoil. However, this external solution is rarely effective and often deepens the internal conflict. Stoicism's approach to personal issues. Stoicism emphasizes self-awareness and accountability as essential tools for managing personal struggles. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Rather than projecting unresolved issues onto a relationship, Stoicism encourages individuals to examine their thoughts, identify and challenge negative beliefs or patterns, take responsibility, accept that personal healing is an individual journey, seek growth, use struggles as opportunities for personal development. Signs of unresolved issues in relationships. Unresolved personal issues can manifest in behaviors that strain relationships, such as constant seeking of approval, a need for external validation that no partner can fully satisfy. Emotional instability, mood swings, emotional detachment, or difficulty forming deep connections. Patterns of self-sabotage, engaging in behaviors that harm the relationship, such as infidelity. How to address personal issues. Dealing with unresolved issues requires courage and a commitment to self-improvement. Here are steps to begin the healing process. Practice self-awareness. Reflect on past experiences and how they influence current behavior. Seek professional help. Therapy or counseling can provide valuable tools for addressing deep-rooted issues. Communicate openly. Share struggles with a trusted partner to foster understanding and support. Focus on self-love. Build confidence and self-worth through positive affirmations and achievements. Embrace forgiveness. Let go of anger or resentment toward oneself or others to create emotional freedom. The consequences of ignoring. Personal issues. When personal struggles are ignored, they can create recurring patterns of dissatisfaction and conflict in relationships. Infidelity may offer temporary distraction, but ultimately exacerbates the underlying problems. This can lead to guilt, damaged trust, and long-term relational instability. Healing through relationships. While personal issues must be addressed individually, a supportive and understanding partner can play a crucial role in the healing process. By fostering open communication and empathy, couples can navigate these challenges together. However, it's essential to avoid placing the burden of healing entirely on the relationship. Conclusion. Unresolved personal issues are a significant factor in infidelity, but they don't have to dictate the course of a relationship. By embracing self-awareness, seeking help, and committing to personal growth, individuals can break free from the patterns that lead to destructive choices. Stoic philosophy teaches that inner peace and fulfillment come from within, reminding us that addressing our personal struggles is essential for building healthy, lasting relationships.